what's called disaster clock. When the country is under stress, when getting to a boiling point, they say that country is at the quarter to midnight. Nigeria today is at the quarter to midnight. And the only way this clock can pass over us is to restructure Nigeria. Otherwise, let me know what the options are.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live. State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live. Nosa Mudiana, Eribo, Joseph, or Maurice, the officer protecting Buhari, okay, is talking about a picture. Yes, you can see the picture on Edmondo Bilo's page. Hospitable Yemite says the impeachment move is just for record's sake, that they made a move to impeach Buhari. Because if they really mean to impeach Buhari, they ought to have done that before now. We only have like 6 to 7 months to election. Okay? Hospitable Yemite. Thank you. Shegun Emmanuel Tanimo says Buhari is overdue for removal. Amidele Olutade is saying it's long overdue for Buhari to be impeached. Nevertheless, it's too late to fly when the head is off. These politicians are too comfortable, and they are not feeling what the masses are going through. Remember, you can leave your comments on my post on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Remember, we are streaming on Facebook, and you can always join the streaming. I also want to know who is in class this morning. So let's know who is here. We are now streaming on Twitter, so you can watch me on Twitter. We are also streaming on State Affairs website. So go on the website, stateaffairsng.com, and listen to us. You can watch me now on my YouTube page. Search for Edmondo Bilo on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel and follow the Radio Man. I know you will begin to enjoy my podcast soon. I'll be releasing a lot of podcasts soon, and you can have access to the podcast on stateaffairsng.com. You can have access to it on my YouTube channel, and you can engage them. And soon you should be able to listen to State Affairs on State Affairs app. On that app, you can have access to my content. My archive will be on that app. You go in there and have fun. Have you downloaded my Oyo app? My Oyo app. My Oyo app opens you to governance in Oyo State. So go on Google Play Store, search for my Oyo Citizens app, and join the debate going on there. Tell us what is going on in your area. Follow the activities of Sheyi Makinde, the House of Assembly. Follow the activities of Oyo State senators. It's about Oyo State. That is why we created the app, so that we can engage the system democratically. So the app is a technological tool for the revival of Oyo State. And that revival will not happen without you. In fact, it's all about you. That is why we called it My Oyo app, Your Oyo app. So on Google Play Store, search for My Oyo Citizens app on Google Play Store. Register and let's go. For the elections 2023, that app will be very busy. So you need to download it now and engage the app. So let me see who is watching, who is in class this morning. Remember, I am streaming on Edmondo Bilo's page on Facebook. Elijah Ajanu Ojo is in class this morning. He says, revolutionary radio man. Ackland Dezin is in class this morning. He says, well done, Edmund. Olalekon Abdul Mumin is also in class. Thank you for joining the class. Engineer Gbadamosi is watching on Edmondo Bilo's page. He says, good morning, radio man. He says he's praying for things to get better. Keep praying. Prayer has its values too. But the value of prayer is seen in the work of the hand. As we pray, let's work. Chinedu Ohabuike is in class. Chinedu, how are you? As you watch, also share the video and take it to those who don't know about it. I'll be happy to read your comments, so leave your comments there. Akinteye Gbade says he's in class. Akinteye, yes, I can see you. Victor Odewale, thank you for the compliment. Victor Odewale is in class this morning. Destiny John, how are you? I can see Akinyode. Akinyode, I called him the bookman. Akinyode, how are you? Temitope Akinyola is watching from Lagos. And Royal Ezugu Ukaga says he's watching from Ireland. Royal, how are you this morning? How is Ireland? It reminds me of the battle in that country, the battle to restructure. Have you read about that resistance movement? Olarewaju Yakin is here. We are talking about national security. Suzyama is watching. And let me know where you're watching from. And leave your comment as you share. Buhari is shocked about what is going on in the country. And Yinka Odumaki of blessed memory tells us that Nigeria is at that point he describes at 1:45 midnight. Odumaki made that comment in 2016. I reminded you of our Abubakar Bello's comment in 2021, saying that Boko Haram was very close to Abuja. And in 2022, Boko Haram is in Abuja. And that gives room for many conspiracy theories, because sometimes you can't understand it. How? Is it possible? Abuja of all places? The failure of leadership gives rise to conspiracy theories. And even sometimes I pity the citizens. You don't even know what to believe, because information is flying on WhatsApp, on social media, with different conspiracies. Showore tweeted yesterday that Buhari is preparing the stage for a military coup. When there's insecurity, different analysis will come. But I beg you, be calm. Sieve these analyses with care. Because as I open the line, I may not have the capacity to accommodate many of these conspiracy theories. Remember, this is radio. And radio comes with responsibility. So as a caller, you also have that responsibility to ensure that your comments are comments that give some kind of courage to solving the problems. So the lines are open. And Bosun Alayode is here. 08091551055. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Edmund.
Hello.
Good morning, how are you doing?
And you can also call 080-569-98678. 070-694-93000. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello?
Can you please turn down the volume of the radio?
Yes.
So what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Owojemi Wase. I'm calling from Wema, Ibodo.
Good.
What I just want to say this morning is a little bit of advice to our leaders. There is nothing the masses can do if they are not helping us, if they don't love us. Because
Hello?
they don't love the masses. Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
They don't love the masses. They don't have the masses' love in mind. If they have it, they all know their responsibility as the government. And they are not doing it. And it can lead to anything in the country because the masses are not okay. And it has gotten to a point that the masses cannot resist it again. That's what I perceive. And if they have the fear of God, they should put everything in place again. Me, I'm not blaming Buhari. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming all of them. Because Nigeria is like a tree that has brought up a fruit, but the fruits are not good. They are not helpful to the masses. All our leaders, they know good things to do. They are doing it personally for themselves.
Thank you. He's talking about love. You know, during the week, I saw Elena driving a car. Elena got to the junction. Elena is Elena. You know, he wanted to turn into the main road. And you could see glaringly the Elena sign. And I was behind Elena. You know, nobody stopped for him. Nobody cares. You know, when you talk about leaders, even the citizens don't care. They could see he was struggling. Nobody wanted him to hit the road. Everybody was just in a hurry. Nobody cares. You are driving a car. I've made that point. The Okada man is the weak person on the road. Yes, they can be annoying sometimes. But as a car driver, please take them into cognizance. If Okada hits you, your car will be dented, or dented as the case may be. But if you hit the Okada man falls, he might die. So allow them some space to operate. Show them some love, even in their carelessness. You know, the Micra driver, if you fight with a pig, you get dirty. Who was I telling that recently? I think I was telling my wife. If you struggle with them, they'll scratch your car. So sometimes let them go so that we can calm the tension. Just calm the tension in your own way. When you see somebody coming, you can just slow down. You know, just let's show some love in the way we operate in the street. I was talking about Muazu, a former governor of Bauchi State, a former chairman of the PDP. Bandits killed his brother and abducted his sister. In his sympathy message to Muazu, Buhari says he is shocked and outraged by what happened to his family. Buhari says he is pained by the double tragedy, so he assures Muazu and other Nigerians currently facing threats from the atrocities of bandits that he will leave no stone unturned to ensure these enemies of humanity are finally crushed and decisively defeated. The president, in his message, says he keeps the service chiefs on their toes to ensure they come up with a decisive solution to end this menace. As the poor are killed, the rich are now facing the bullets of the bandits that produce. I'm talking about bandits that were produced by the actions and inactions of political elites. Everyone is now looking up to the commander-in-chief to save the situation. As they look and pray, reports have it that the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has placed all its state's command on alert following intelligence reports that Boko Haram terrorists, as well as those of Islamic State West Africa, ISWAP, are planning to attack the nation's capital, Abuja, and 5 other states, including Lagos. In the leaked memo dated July 25th and signed by the Deputy Commandant General, Operations, Dauda Mugadi, the memo reads, "We've received credible intelligence that Boko Haram and the ISWAP terrorist groups have mobilized fighters and high-caliber weapons, particularly rocket-propelled grenades, RPG launchers, anti-aircraft, guns and general-purpose machine guns, which they intend to deploy for the offensive." Note that this is a report meant to stop the terrorists from striking at their targets, so they may not happen. All right? At least the security agencies know that the terrorists are planning. So, what this means is that the agencies have scaled up deployment in all strategic places, including schools, worship centers, and critical national assets. This measure will checkmate any possible threats by these criminal elements. The reason the high security alerts in Abuja should not be taken for granted. Remember that the marauders made a brazen attack on the Presidential Guard in Abuja on Sunday. The spokesperson of the Guards Brigade, Captain Godfrey Abba, confirmed on Monday that terrorists ambushed troops attached to the Presidential Guards Brigade as they were conducting patrols in Buhari area as a result of intelligence that the Nigerian Law School Buhari may be attacked. To protect the school and residents of the area, Captain Agbakwa said troops combing the vicinity to locate and flush out the terrorists were ambushed. Reports have it that a lieutenant colonel and 5 soldiers are still missing after the attack. An army captain. Due to the heightened insecurity, especially in Abuja, a National Security Council meeting was held to reassess the situation. At the end of the meeting, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Munguno, addressed the press, saying that Nigeria is in a difficult situation.
A few days ago, troops of the Guards Brigade were ambushed and decimated. Had there been a collective way of just snippets of information, we might have averted that incident. We are in a very difficult situation. And Council understands, Mr. President understands people's concerns about the growing insecurity. But I can assure you that there's no straight, cut and dried method of dealing with this thing unless all embrace each other. I know people are weary, people are tired, people are beginning to gravitate to other places for self-help. The truth is that help is rooted in everyone working for the other person. The members of the armed forces have also made a commitment that in the coming weeks, they've already started working on a new strategy to deal with these snippets of violence. And they've given their word, their commitment to the president that there will be a change in momentum, regardless of the fact that there might be certain institutional limitations which they face.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
That's the National Security Advisor, a retired Major General, Babagana Munguno, saying Nigeria is in a difficult situation. In difficult times, great men and women emerge to lead their country to redemption. When will Nigeria's redemption come? I know you have asked again and again. Who are those to redeem the land? They are not the popular names you see, but they are coming. They are here. The beautiful ones have been born. They are just waiting to take the land and redeem it. Now, Babagana Munguno talks about people coming together to help solve the problem. That's fine. But you need boots on ground. That's also fine. So when you talk about boots on ground, what does it mean? Colonel Jide here, Colonel Jide Vicente Jide, a retired army officer, talks about what it means to have boots on ground. My guest is Colonel Vicente Jide, retired. He was admitted to the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, as a member of the 24th Regular Combatant Course in 1978. On completion of his officer cadet training at the NDA, he was commissioned second lieutenant into the Nigerian Army Corps of Infantry in 1981. Infantry, boot on the ground.
That's it.
You fight.
We call ourselves Queen of the Battle.
Tell me more about an infantry officer.
The infantry officer is that officer who is trained to use maneuver tactics, what they call fire movement tactics, to win the battle, to close onto the enemy and win the battle.
Fire and movement?
Yeah, fire and movement tactics.
Why fire?
Yes. Because you have to use the fire to suppress the enemy, to bring him down.
As you fire, you move.
You fire, you move. So you maneuver, because the essence is to seek ground, to seize important ground of either vital importance or tactical importance. So that's the essence. You have to capture areas that of vital importance or tactical importance to as a means of achieving your objective.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Colonel Jide there, he's still with me. We'll talk more about insecurity. So he is in the class. You are in the class. Benga Ayeni is watching. Arowolo says it's time for the Senate to wake up. Is the Senate better than the president they want to impeach? Have you asked that question? Are members of the Senate better than the president they want to impeach? You know how many ex-governors are in that Senate? Don't worry. Chris is watching. Go pages on Facebook and watch. You can watch on Edmondo Bilo's page on Twitter at EOBilo. Listen to the program on stateaffairsng.com. That's the website. Go on the website, you listen on the move. As you go, we are streaming on YouTube. So go on YouTube, Edmondo Bilo's page, and watch. We are streaming on Splash FM page on Facebook. And if you check my social media pages, especially my Facebook pages, I have shared the Splash FM link too. So you can watch on that Splash FM page too. You have the options. That's the point we are making here. Oluremi Teniola, how are you? I'm happy you're here watching. Chris is watching from Manchester. Lamino Yusuf is watching. Let me see you watching. Let me hear your voice. Ejide there. Let's continue the class. As the terrorists make their demands, we stand our ground to say no to terrorists. We will defeat them. They cannot run us over. But the terrorists have proven their capacity in Borno State, in Yobe State, in Zamfara and Katsina. They've shown their resolve in Sokoto and Kaduna states. And in the recent attack on the Abuja to Kaduna train, they showed their sophistication. You saw the video? The video showing the terrorists trashing men and women they kidnapped from the train. And they also threatened to kidnap President Buhari and the governor of Kaduna State. Why will they not be emboldened to announce that they will come for the president and the governor of Kaduna State? They had reminded the president of their taste for blood when they attacked his advanced party in Katsina State 2 weeks ago. They've kidnapped Chibok girls and they got away with it. Then they took more school children and forced the closure of schools to widen the ignorance capacity of the Nigerian state. As we talk, they are endlessly taking on the state. But let's not forget, you see, the character of the state gave birth to the terrorists in the first instance. And what is the character of the state? Peter Obi defines it as a state where lunatics have taken over the asylum. That tells you about the character of the state. That's Peter Obi's definition.
We have gangsters all over the place. And when I say, people say, so stop using the word. I say, no. Nigeria is a case of, it's not just political class. It's a case of where lunatics took over the asylum. They're running it in a gangstering way. Everybody's guilty of it. All of us here. This is the only country that will celebrate criminality. Everybody, including the church. They're not exempted. This is the only country you vote Peter Obi in. Everybody knew he doesn't have a house in Ikoyi when we voted him in. I was even in Festac when I became governor. So everybody knew where I lived. And suddenly he buys the money, running into billions. The Koreans furnishes everything and buys the church for housewarming. The church comes in, they are praying for him, wishing him wherever he got to this thing, they want him to build more. The people, the church people all over the place, waiting to eat and drink, and are praising him. They know where the money came from. It's known to everybody. Because they're saying what the church, the role of the church. They know where the money came from. But instead of calling police and saying, this man has stolen our money, they are the ones celebrating it. It is a place where impunity, rascality, and bad behavior have become a measure of success and
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
So Peter Obi has defined the character of the state. Where you have such character, you have bandits, right? You cannot do anything about it. It's not just about Buhari. The church, the mosque are involved. You see, as poor leadership is established in every spheres of our lives, it comes with terrorism as its complement. To think that only the political leadership is to blame for this is to live in self-denial. So what I see is a collection of citizens in the church, mosque, political parties, labor unions, and civil society organizations stabbing the heart of the Nigerian state. Doctors, teachers, journalists, and gangsters have joined the party, saying if you can't beat them, you join them. That is not to say that there are no men and women who have reserved to use their willpower to stop this descent into anarchy. They will succeed, but the Nigerian state will reap what it has sown. You don't plant yam and want to reap cassava. No way. What is going on is that we are reaping what we have sown. And it's not just Buhari. Buhari is even unfortunate. You know, under Jonathan, we were also crying. Don't forget, we easily forget. That was one of the reasons we voted him out. Insecurity. So the next president might even be worse. That's why I asked during the week on my page. Some people didn't get the question. I asked, is Buhari the worst president Nigeria will ever have? I asked that question. Is Buhari the worst president Nigeria will ever have? Let's remind the listener of Yinka Odumakin's point. I don't know if you are listening. 1:45 to What does that mean? Midnight. What does midnight look like? I'm more powerful at night. I hope you understand. Hello.
As since today, it's 1:45 in Nigeria. In the United Nations, there's what's called disaster clock. When the country is under stress, when getting to a boiling point, they say that country is at the 1:45. Nigeria today is at the 1:45. And the only way this comes over us is to restructure Nigeria. Otherwise, let me know what the options are.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
What are the options that he didn't say? After that interview, we sat down, we talked one-on-one. And while he was talking, I was jotting down some of the points. Asking him, tell me some of the things behind the scene. Because at that point, I also knew he knew a lot. He knew a lot. most of the things he did not say in the interview. I just said, tell me. And that's how we became very good friends. He opened up, he said a lot. That's one of the things he said are happening. I miss Dumake. I wish he did not die. They are happening. Okay, I went to check the notes I took that day. Okay, I keep diaries. I said, they're happening clearly. He saw them coming. That interview was in 2016, 6 years ago. We were in Lagos. Colonel Vicente Jide, retired, in this interview, talks about human security. You have soldiers everywhere in the country today.
Yeah.
Northeast, northwest, southeast, south-south. So it is necessary that soldiers are everywhere at the moment.
It is necessary now because of the situation we have found ourselves. Maybe I should expatiate on that.
Please tell me more.
If we had taken human security seriously, the number of restive youths we are seeing today, the number of unemployed youths that are going into crimes today, we wouldn't be having them. And therefore, that will not be stretching the deployment of forces.
What is human security?
Human security has to do with in fact, the concept came especially after the demise of the Soviet Union. And then political thinkers and military strategists came to realize that so much had been expended on war at the expense of human security in terms of food security, health security, psychological well-being, and every other thing that can make a man function and feel comfortable in life.
And that's the failure of the state.
That's the failure of the state.
The failure of leadership.
I would call it the failure of the state. Because when we talk about leadership alone, I have always argued on this point. Sometimes we just put everything on the leadership, but I believe in the systems approach to organizations, system theory of organizations. And that system theory of organization look at the holistic picture, the entire challenge, both the leaders and the followers. So you can have, for instance, a good leader in a system where he's unable to operate because of bad followers. And he cannot be everywhere, he cannot be ubiquitous. So I want people to interrogate seriously the concept of the system theory of organizations.
And if he was a good leader, he would change the system.
He would try to change the system, but some people are not changeable.
If he was a good leader, he would take those people that are unchangeable out of the system.
Yes, but you also know the politics involved in taking people who are not. It's going to be a democratic system we're talking about now. We're talking in terms of a democratic system.
Yes.
If you're talking about democracy, there are processes. And politics, like I tell my students, I say, one of the things that make decisions to take very long or forever long, decisions that you can take rationally. When politics comes in, people become irrational. And so that creates problem.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
I'm happy you are in this class. You listened to Colonel Vicente Jide, retired. He's also a PhD holder. I'm on Splash FM Facebook page to see who is in class. Timothy Adetokunbo Vaughan is in class. He says, maintaining an undignified silence despite being the victim of a condemnable act, either directly or indirectly, is a reflection of a vanquished self-esteem. Adetokunbo Vaughan says, obviously, our commander-in-chief has been vanquished. Who is in class? I am on Splash FM Facebook page. Adedayo Adekomi is here. He's watching from Oyo. Adonai Nat says, well done, Radio Man. Justice Solomon says impeachment of President Buhari is like calling on God for the nemesis we created for ourselves after voting based on ethnicity, religion, and tribalism. Eze Chooks is on Splash FM Facebook page. He says, Radio Man, I want you to refer to the interview or conversation you had with late Obadiah Milafia and ground, and you will understand it better. Yes, during the week I was listening to that interview with Obadiah Milafia. I'll be uploading it soon as a podcast on my YouTube channel. You know, because what I do this time is to reflect on some of the old stories. Even I go back and look at my old scripts. 2 weeks ago, I brought out my old scripts on Boko Haram on the Jonathan. They are sounding as if I'm speaking today on the Jonathan. Because I script. So I've always scripted from day one as a radio man. So I can always go back and look at what I have done. I just say, hey, it's like we are moving from frying pan to fire. But they've always been fire. They've always been fire. Under Yar'Adua, don't forget, under Yar'Adua. That was when the leader of Boko Haram was killed. Under Yar'Adua, that was when Boko Haram started. Fully. Under Obasanjo, it was there. They called themselves the Taliban under Obasanjo. They were hiding in some mountains in Yobe State. Don't forget. They called themselves Ekomok boys. And they worked for Ali Modu Sharif to deal with this former Borno State governor that Obasanjo didn't like, Malakachala. They've been there. Even before Obasanjo, they've been Metai Sene. Even Buhari as military leader dealt with Metai Sene. Don't forget, one of the reasons Buhari didn't like Shehu Shagari was Shehu Shagari tried to calm him down when he sent Buhari to go and deal with some criminals, and he chased them into Chad. The Chad today, where you call the Lake Chad Basin. So these things have been there. The herdsmen crisis have been there. Over time. Just as it's escalating. It's now coming to the cities. And when I hear you say, let the North pay for its crime, I laugh at you. It won't get to Ibadan. Right? It won't get to you. Say they are jumping out now in some places in Ogbomoso, picking 1 or 2 persons. Sheyi Makinde should send Amotekun into the bushes and get them out. Southwest states must not allow it. And Amotekun is capable. Yes. I had a private discussion with the governor recently. And he assured me that Amotekun is capable, so I have no fear. Sheyi Makinde told me that. He said Amotekun is capable. And I can see Amotekun is capable because the governor is funding Amotekun. And the governor assured me that the security of the people of Oyo State will not be taken for granted. I believe him. Because he was able to prove to me what he's doing in collaboration with the local government to ensure that the people of Oyo State are safe. Mr. Governor, keep at it. Don't give up. It is not just your task, Mr. Governor. It is our responsibility. Hello, Bosun. Have no fear. Yes. We have commercials. After the commercials, we will continue. Remember, it's your show. It's your class. So get ready to speak. The lines will be open after this break. I am Edmondo Bilo, and the prayers on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
You know, a lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water, we don't have agriculture, we don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one, he doesn't know number two, he needs only number one. He says, I don't know, there's no number two in my book, only number one.
And yeah, he doesn't ride in the convoy, is that true?
Yeah, no, he doesn't because everybody loves him. Yeah.
We love our leaders too. Thank you very much.
Her life is about hardship. Her innocence does not matter. She is stranded, hoping to find a home. Does she dream? Dream of her in a school, in a good home, growing steadily and happy. But her place at the moment is in the street. She is one of the children from northern Nigeria running away from violence and poverty. She is not alone. Her relations are part of the journey to Ibadan in search for better life. They found themselves in Ibadan and discovered that in their cases, suffering is a companion jealously holding on to a lover. They are homeless. When they arrived, they took their places by the fence of Mokola Army Barracks where they hoped to build their tents. But the army would have none of that. They must leave. They are scattered on the street in search of comfort. They end up as beggars. That is their reward for being born in Nigeria. They have shown the zeal to survive despite their conditions. Hadizat is already finding her way around. She ran away from the north to survive the violence there.
Hadiza. Abinda ya sa ni bara, ya sa rashi. Ya sa ni bara. Rashi. Ya sa ke bara. Kika ce shanunki an kashe su. Ko? Yawa kamar ya ta wace hanya aka kashe wayannan shanayen? Ta ya aka kashe su ko aka su ya aka yi? Abin ga waɗannan da ka kasawa ɗan fatin nan da damka. Ya san suna bin mutane suna kashe. To ai suna. Okay. He said the kidnappers, all those, that stayed in the bush to collect their distance, stole her cows. And then after stealing them, some of them were shot. So since then she has nothing, then and start begging.
A lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water. We don't have agriculture. We don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one. He doesn't know number two. He needs only number one. He says, I don't know. There's no number two in my book. Only number one.
I hear he doesn't ride in the convoy. Is that true?
No, he doesn't, because everybody loves him. Yeah.
We love our leaders too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I feed my mind. I see the light. I see the power of the future. Knowledge is light.
Reading is feeding the mind. Feed the mind. Go to udarabooks.com. Udara Books. Feeding the mind.
The numbers to call: 08091551055. Call the radio station on 08056998678. You can call 070-694-93000. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you.
My Facebook phone has to do with the level of insecurity in the country. So it is quite unfortunate they are doing the same thing the same way and we expect to receive them response. It cannot be done. We have been saying this for a very long time. See, the problem of insecurity in the country can only be by state government in their various states. That is why we all clamoring for the structuring of this country. And to me, that's the only solution to the problem. We can't continue like this. Nigeria are fed up of killing people, killing innocent people on a daily basis. Enough of this. The problem of bad government only starts from Muhammadu Buhari administration. But why is it more escalated than the past administration of PDP? That is the truth of the matter. Why is it more escalated than past administration of PDP? Why are we voted for Muhammadu Buhari into power in 2015 and 2019? Is it not to come and correct the mistake of the past administration? Where is the mistake that has been corrected so far? Enough of this. Have a nice day. I'm saying the front of the market. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling the radio station. The lines are open. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Edmund.
Hello. All right. The number to call is 070-694-93000. And you can call 080-569-98678. Let's see what you're saying on Twitter. Yes, Olatunbosun Ajadi has tweeted at the Radio Man. He says he's in class this morning with a cup of coffee. You take coffee like Reverend Koye too? Oh, that's good. Omo Tolani Abiola Omobashonu has tweeted at the Radio Man. He says, honestly, the problem of insecurity can only be solved through devolution of power. That's the truth of the matter. And that's why we are agitating for total restructuring. Thank you. Oludare Akintunde has tweeted at the Radio Man saying, but why don't you allow the man to express his own mind the other time? I made that point to you, that there are certain arguments you cannot make on the show. Okay? You see, radio is governed by rules. Let's not forget that. That's what you call the National Broadcasting Commission. Radio is not social media. And radio can be very volatile. You know, you can remember the time NBC suspended me for 1 month. Have you forgotten that story? You know? And there was a reason NBC gave at that time. There are certain stories you must manage very well. So, not be allowed on radio so that, you know, the number of persons that are listening to the show at this time? You can't bring the conspiracies you have on social media to the show. No. Because I know a lot of fake news flying on social media, and you believe it. There's nothing I can do about that. But you must protect the integrity of radio. So, Ludare Akitunde, you can't say everything you hear on this show. All right? Good. Damilo, you see, there are certain messages you even put, I don't read them. Once I just look at it, I said, no, I'm not reading this. If you go and call somebody a criminal on my page, and you want me to come and read it on radio, the person can take the station to court and sue the station for libel. Why do you call him a criminal? Do you have evidence? And when we are in court paying the lawyer fee, where will you be? We'll come and drag you in your house. At least your name is written here. So take note. Don't just... there are times you want to say a lot. Even as a radio man, I want to say a lot. A lot of things I know. But I caution myself too. The way you should caution yourself. Thank you. Big Pedro says, always glued to this program, even after living in Ibadan for close to 7 years. That is the beauty of technology. You don't need to be in Ibadan to listen. Gone are the days when you say, Edmond, what station are you now? I'll just go on my page. Some persons will be on my page and they'll be asking me, when do you do your show? And you say he's not replying. You ask, how do you mean? You're on my page. You're asking me, when do I do my show? Just scroll down now. You see when I do my show. Can you hear? You're on the page. You're asking me information you can get on the page. You think I can reply all the messages? That means I will sleep on the page. I won't be able to do any other thing. So when you ask me those questions that the answers are clearly on those pages, I won't answer. Because all you need to do is just to scroll on the page and you see it. So that the radio man does not spend all his time on social media. I need to spend time with my wife in the other room too. Not just the president. Spend time with my children, my friends. All right. I'm happy to be here. I love this class. Let me hear your voice. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Edmond.
Hey, Reverend Quayle Adele is here.
Yes, I'm happy to be there. I just laughed when I heard you say you want to spend room too. That's a nice one. I keep hearing my friend, Barrister Yeruka's voice, but maybe he was using a very troubled line. I look forward to hearing it once again. Now, Edmond, I had Lambert when he spoke the last time, and he spoke very well. I was in the state of Virginia when I saw the government of America pursuing some armed robbers with helicopter, with state troopers, policemen car here and there, and they nailed them to a corner. And we parked and we were watching the show. It's like what we used to see in the movie. I saw it in actual life. You remember when we had armed robbery in Ibadan at Idiape? I think it has happened twice. And I saw that definitely our security apparatus are nowhere to be found. The issue of insecurity lies in the fact that our security apparatus, the soldiers, the police, the DSS, they are always caught off guard. They are never at alert. They are always caught off guard. I remember when Inspector Balogun was in government, was the Inspector General. He introduced something that I heard of. He called it the pinpoint. That is, the police will be at different areas in readiness. The moment they are called, they spring into action. That's how they were able to arrest Tijan Kaba, the man from Cotonou. The last time, I don't know if I get the name very well. Tijani Kaba or something like that. What am I trying to say, Edmond? We have brought the Tikano jets, we have brought this, we have brought that. How ready is the security technology? In Oyo State, they gave us a number, maybe 615 to call. when you see something? How ready when you call this number adequately? It's so worrisome. So upon attack, you never had happen. You never had that there were some interrogations. So it is worrisome. I want a security team that is ready. Look at the state of the road. We don't have highway patrol. How ready? At least at 30 kilometers, we should have people that are ready because of the present situation, who will be able to act immediately so that terrorists will know that they are no longer going to have a free day. It is not the issue of sending Buhari to his house. Buhari will soon go. It's a matter of time. So, but the issue is let everybody watch their beat and keep it as it ought to be, and Nigeria will be highly secure. That's my take, my brother.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear Reverend Koi's voice. A lot to time. That's the point he makes. For those calling on the military to do the needful, you forget that the capacity of the military to win against terrorists is a function of the character of the leadership that deploys it. A military taking command from a leadership compromised by nepotism, corruption, tribalism, and ineptitude can do little to save itself. The military is about spirit, what you call morale. Have you wondered why, despite the billions of dollars Nigeria have invested in armory to stem this tide of terror, the terrorists continue to gain ground? Remember Nasir El-Rufai? He came out on the 24th of February this year saying, bomb them, that's bombing, wipe them out, deal with them. Tucano is here, shoot them. All right, let's hear from him.
What we've always said is the way to end this banditry is simultaneous military and ground operations. If we have the Air Force bombing the camps, we know where the camps are. We have the maps. We know everything. We have their phone numbers. We listen to their conversations sometimes. So, but you chase them out, they move to Sokoto. You go to Sokoto, you chase them out, they move to Kebbi. From Kebbi, they move to Katsina, Kaduna. And they move seamlessly because of the forest ranges. So what needs to be done is, at the same time, bomb the forests, bomb the camps, and have ground troops on the ground as a blocking force, consisting of the army, the police, the Air Force Special Forces, Navy Special Forces on the ground, and just wipe them out once and for all. Of course, that has risks because some of the camps may also contain innocent people that have been kidnapped. But this is war. In war, you always have collateral damage, unfortunately.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
El-Rufai says this is war. This is war. So if you've been joking about it, it is war. Colonel Vincent Ejide defines war. You saw war in Sierra Leone.
Yes, I did.
You saw war in Liberia.
Yes, I did.
You retired from the Nigerian Army in 2010.
Yes, I did.
Is war entertainment?
It isn't.
Why is it not entertainment?
It's not entertainment because it is a weapon of destruction. even though it's an extension of politics by other means, as known, espoused by Van Clausewitz. But then, if you see the amount of casualty that goes with war, you know it is not a tea party, and it's not something that is a joke.
Are we at war?
We are at a war in a way, though it's not a conventional war. We are in a kind of asymmetric warfare, a warfare that is fluid. It is not between conventional forces, and it's not within no territorial boundaries. So that's the difference.
Is it a tough war?
It is a very tough war because it's more difficult than a conventional war, where you can pinpoint your targets and use all your long-range weapons and every other asset that's available to you to make sure you pound the enemy's head down. But this is not the same thing as an asymmetric warfare.
Pounding the enemy's head down.
Yeah.
Pounding.
Yes.
With bombs.
Well, whatever. Anything that can suppress him being being able to retaliate or to fight against you. Anything that can bring him down so that you can bring him down to submission.
That is what soldiers do.
That's what soldiers do.
That's what you did.
That is what we do. And that makes us peacemakers and peacekeepers. We are not for war, really. War is only an instrument for peace. So we are peacemakers.
You destroy to make peace.
Where destruction could be collateral. Not necessarily that we destroy to make peace. What we do is that we wage war to achieve peace. When it becomes necessary, absolutely necessary.
When it becomes absolutely necessary.
Yes.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
You know, there's an interview I will bring to you on this edition of the show. And that interview tells you what the future will look like if we don't wake up. The interview, I don't know if you've heard about unaccompanied children. Have you heard the story of unaccompanied children? They are in their thousands now in the north. Mahmoud would define it for us on this show. Who are unaccompanied? But that will be later on the show. I thought they said when we begin to call bandits terrorists, all will be well. Was that not why the Senate on Wednesday, 29 September 2021, passed a resolution asking President Buhari to declare bandits as terrorists? The Senate, the House of Representatives also toed the Senate line. Following the resolution of the National Assembly, it's a 26th December and November 2021 court judgment ordering the federal government to officially designate bandits as Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja on November 26 granted an ex parte application by the federal government for this gunman to be declared terrorist. The court asked the Attorney General of the Federation to publish the order in 2 national dailies and to also official gazette. In obedience to the court order, the federal government designated bandits as terrorists. A government gazette declaration was signed on the 29th of November 2021, days after the court order, but it was not made public more than 3 weeks after the order was given. Months after, the bandits that are now terrorists have refused to answer to the call of peace. Instead, Nasir El-Rufai.
We in the Kaduna State government have always urged for the declaration of bandits as insurgents and terrorists. We have written letters to the federal government since 2017 asking for this declaration because it is this declaration that will allow the Nigerian military to attack and kill these bandits without any major consequences in international law. So we support the resolution by the National Assembly, and we're going to follow up with a letter of support for the federal government to declare terrorists so that there will be fair game for our military. They should not be allowed to leave. They should all be killed.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
You know, I like El-Rufai sometimes. They should not be allowed to leave. They should all be killed. They've been declared terrorists. Have we killed them? You know, we keep chasing shadows as a country. It is in the character of leadership. If you don't correct the character of leadership, you will not be able to defeat terrorists. To defeat terrorists, leaders must come with clean hands. And that cleanliness will percolate the character of the military. Oh, what you call terrorists are mostly what you call ragtag army. How come well-trained soldiers cannot handle them? You know, the military is also overstretched. They are everywhere. When your military becomes your police on the street, you know you are at war. See them at checkpoints, on the highways. You see sandbags. What do you see in war movies? All right. The radio man is here, and the station is Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. It's your radio class. And the radio student Edmondo Bilo is here. I'll be back after this break. Don't go away.